project is going to be this Enderle Bugcatcher that's sitting on top of the engine. It's an iconic piece. You see it at the drag strip a lot. It looks awesome. You can see it on the street. But what you don't see are all the modifications that are made to work for the street, especially with EFI. One of them is you have to disable these two outer butterflies. It flows a lot of air, more than you need. This is actually a 94 millimeter throttle body, which is good up to 1,000 horses. I'm only shooting for 650. Put this in perspective, the Hellcat is rated at 700 horses. That has a 92 millimeter, so I'm good there. This is a brand new Enderle piece, and once I got it, I noticed there was a lot of slop around the red throttle blades. You know, it's not as exact as a carburetor or like a TBI or like a throttle body. This was made for racing. It wasn't really designed for the street. If you look closely, right here, there's a lot of back and forth slop with the butterflies. Right there. Now, let me zoom up here so you can see a little better. One of the things you got to do with these to make them work is the idle. It helps to knock those out because you really don't need all the airflow. When you've got a hot engine, hot cam, and you crack open the throttle blades, you'll just blow the tires off, especially with the supercharger. That's one thing I was trying to deal with the linkage. Another is the idle. If you don't make these changes, you could be idling around at 15, 2,000, 2,500 at the stoplight, which is ridiculous. You're going to be standing on the brake pedal just to hold your car still. But what that does, that slop, as it comes down, it wears away at the bore, and it just makes the actual hole larger, which you don't want. It's already bypassing air. In some cases, it bypasses so much air that your idle air controller is rendered useless. So let me show you what I mean here by all the slop. Let me shut the light off. All right, back away here. That is a lot of slop in there. Okay, we're going to try to get rid of that. Now, one idea I have is I could put some nylon bushings right here and right over here on the spline, so when you crack them open, they don't rock back and forth. Another mod is air filter. A lot of guys don't run them. They like the look of the 3-hole, which is, I gotta admit, it is pretty cool. But when you put a lot of money in your engine, you're gonna get rocks, you're gonna get bugs, and you're gonna trash out the lobes of your supercharger. And yeah, you know, I just prefer not to go that route. Air filter. I just got to file fit this. That slides in there. It'll sit flush. K&N air filter. And then your cap here. I don't mind the look, knowing that the engine's going to get protected. Another modification to eliminate the 2 outer holes. Let me grab the camera here. Here's the back side of the plate. Let's get a look at it. And this is a common practice. It's nothing new. And you just put a plate right there. And I can epoxy some sheet metal in there and it'll do the job just fine. All right, all mods to the Bugcatcher are done. Built in the walls go right there. You could probably see it if I open up the throttle blade. You can see it built up in there. So right now, the engine's only breathing through this one red throttle blade, 194 millimeter throttle blade. Potentially, I could go well over 1,000 horsepower with just one throttle blade. And also, if you notice, there's no more slop in the throttle shaft. Added a nylon washer right here, and then one right there. So there is nothing in there. That throttle blade is directly centered over the bore, and there'll be no wear and tear over that. All right, that's a better look at it. Right there, and right there. I thought it turned out pretty good. It was a good seal also. I was pleasantly surprised by how that camera will focus. There you go. The epoxy did a pretty good job. This took a lot more grinding on it than I originally planned for. And I gotta say, however they market this, they should probably add that a lot of grinding is involved in getting this to fit in the Bugcatcher hat. I should back up here. This piece, the air filters, this aluminum, and this part right here, they're usually used for mud dragsters. And they're made for quick disconnect. And when you get it, as you can see in my earlier pictures, these little grooves right here, they're made to slide into the hat around the holes, And then these quick disconnects are supposed to be drilled through the top of the Enderle Bugcatcher, and they're quick disconnects, so when you're at the races you can quickly take it off. Now that was pretty shoddy for the street. I didn't like that. It looked a little bit too flimsy, and knowing me, I tend to go overboard. I made this part, I didn't use these grooves at all. I also recessed it into the hat further than normal, just to get a clean look to it. I ended up shaving off about 1/8 of an inch off the top here. I shaved 1/16 of an inch off this side and a whole bunch of aluminum off the sides. I couldn't tell you how much. And I machined these grooves to allow no restrictions when the butterflies are opening and closing. But once I fit it in there, I drilled my holes, and I kind of installed it upside down than the way the manufacturer intended. But I wanted this way a little bit, it was more secure. So I'll slide it in to the Enderle Bugcatcher, put the bolt holes through, and then I drilled holes through the top, some 1032 screws, and that'll be fastened. And that'll be for the street, that'll be right on. But yeah, everything worked out pretty good. I like it. Again, got it black anodized. That's become my new thing. And we'll slap it on.